Hey everyone, it's Professor Kettler. I'm going to show you how to work on your topic exploration for Module 1. So when you log into Module 1, you'll go to where it says this 1-2 activity and click on it. And like I said before, actually I'm going to go ahead and view as a student. Sorry about that. My instructor view looks a little different than your view. So going back into Module 1, um, when you click on that topic, this is where you submit it. And you're going to want to submit it as either a Word document or a PDF file. Now, if you're wondering where the instructions are in the rubric, that is right here. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. And what it will do is it will give you an overview of the activity and what you are supposed to do. And then each of these are, they also include a template for you to download. So I'm going to go ahead and download that template. And when you open that document, this is where you will be putting in your information that you're going to submit for this assignment. So when you open it, you will enable editing. And since I have Microsoft Word, it automatically opens. If you don't have Microsoft Word, then you might want to download the document and then just drag it into Google Docs since that is free, and it will automatically open in that way. And then you can edit that and download it as a document or as a PDF. So in the instructions, it's asking you to visit Science Daily or Science Magazine. Those links are in the module resources that you should have already completed. And you're just basically going to take out the bracketed text and put in your answers. So the first thing we got to do is figure out what kind of news story are we going to select. So the first thing is that you need to make sure that you are selecting a news story from the natural sciences, and it needs to have been published within the past 6 months. So what does that mean? So natural sciences is anything having to do with earth science, biology, physics, chemistry. Psychology is not a natural science, so you cannot pick a psychology topic. Now, there is a list of ideas all right here for you to have help with that in case you get stuck and you're not sure, okay, does this fall under that natural science umbrella? The next thing that you're going to most definitely want to make sure that is in your news story is, are they talking about how they conducted the research? Talking about hypothesis, observation, what did they do? What experiments did they do? Computer modeling. This is harder than it looks, okay? So I'm going to show you some examples. So this is Science Daily, and I have chosen a topic, and you're going to review it, and they give you kind of like a summary of the overall topic, but the full story is listed below, and you're going to have to really look into this. And so essentially, like in this one, their hypothesis, they're not stating the hypothesis, but they were making a hypothesis that, fish around the world are decreasing because there's a lack of oxygen in the water. Okay. Typically, like you can see like what they were probably asking in the summary. And then what you want to do is kind of look about how they came to their conclusion. So it says, this new study is the first to use a climate model to predict how and when deoxygenation will occur throughout the world's ocean. So, okay, that was their methods. They used a climate model. Then if you go down a little further, they will tell you, some information that they found. And then right here, they're kind of talking about the process a little bit. They identified the beginning of the deoxygenation process. Then they predicted when deoxygenation would occur. So they're talking about the hypothesis there as well. And then they talk about what they found. Now, at the very bottom of all Science Daily articles is this link to a DOI number. You can click it and it will take you to the actual study. And sometimes you can get lucky and the study will be free. So it looks like this one is free. And oh my goodness, look, they've told you their methods and how they have done the study. Now, remember, you cannot copy and paste that because that's plagiarism. So you have to summarize it. So we got lucky with this one because it actually gave us the entire study. So go us. That would be a good topic to choose. So we're going to go back to our paper. So it says provide the title and link. So you're just going to type out the title, and then the link is going to come from the web link, right? So I would just, right, title, okay, and then link. There we go. All right, then we want to summarize the main idea of the news story that you selected. It should only take 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, be very careful with this because this is where I catch students plagiarizing the most, and I don't think it's intentional. I just think that they think it's okay to just go ahead and copy and paste this summary. That is not okay. You cannot do that. Okay, that's plagiarism. You have to summarize it in your own words. Okay, so what is the main idea of your news story? Then in the next section, you're going to explain any prior knowledge that you had about this topic. Like, for instance, in this particular topic, what was my prior knowledge about climate change? What did I know about deoxygenation and oxygen in the ocean? And going back to this, if you come across a lot of things that you don't know, what is more information that you would like to know about your news story? And then finally, in this bottom section, it says discuss the value of the scientific research presented in your selected news story for contemporary society. So essentially, that's asking you, why is this valuable knowledge? Why is it valuable for us to understand that fish are suffocating in the oceans? So whenever I would answer this question, I would say, the fisheries is a really large industry. So I would go and I would find information about why this is important. So if all the fish are dying, there's 3 million people in, Asian countries alone. Sorry, not 30 million people in Asian countries alone that rely on fish as their primary source of food. So if the fish are all dying, then this is valuable research because we know what's causing it and perhaps what we can do to fix it. Okay, so that's kind of the main point that you want to make there. Like, why is this study valuable? Now, you might be wondering, like, Ms. Kettler, why do I care about the methods? So later on in your final project, you actually have to discuss all the methods that was used in the study to come to the conclusions that they reached. So it's better to pick the right article now than to find out later that you didn't pick a good one and now you're in trouble because you don't have those methods. Now, the other place that you can go to is Science Magazine. And I'm going to show you an article that it might not be a good one, okay? So we've got the title and we've got the link, and it's talking about how bacteria in our body are important to our health, and that what they've said here is that there's a study in Finland that identified a bacteria that could be causing depression. Now, for all you psychology majors, okay, it is okay to pick a topic about depression or about anxiety or a psychology topic as long as it has some kind of biological component to it. So, for instance, I would consider this part of biology because they're talking about bacteria creating a health problem. So that's okay. So the issue here is that they don't really talk about um, necessarily how they composed the study, and that's going to be a problem later on. And then the other thing is that they don't like Science Daily, they don't have the link that you can click on. You can copy and paste this, but a lot of times it won't show you the the article. Like, it won't directly take you to the article like Science Daily will. So if we go back to Science Daily and we go to the home page, I know there was one earlier that, so if your Science Daily is also kind of sectioned off by health. And so if you're kind of struggling with what, you could pick, um, you can also go to these topics here and click on a section. So let's say endangered animals. Just make sure it's from the past 6 months. So this might be a good one. We're talking about data. So yeah, so right here, this is a pretty good one because they're talking about how they set camera traps on 4 continents, and they reviewed the traps, and talking about what they found. And then we're going to go to the bottom and see if they provided that journal reference. So here it is at the bottom. And click on it. And oh, looky there. We got lucky here too. Man, this doesn't normally happen. A lot of times it's behind a paywall. Please do not pay for your article. Okay, you don't need to do that. So that's essentially how it's done. Those are the main things to watch out for. Make sure that you're pulling from the correct resources. Don't copy and paste the summary. That is plagiarism. And by the way, if you do it, it is going to flag it. I'm going to be able to see it. Okay. So summarize it in your own words. And then discuss the value. Why is it valuable? Why would society care about this? Okay. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Oh yes, make sure after you complete, like after you put your answers in, that you save your document. I've had a lot of people turn in blank submissions because they forgot to hit that button. So don't forget to do that, okay? Okay, and reach out if you have any further questions, and I look forward to seeing all of your topics.